You know what's funny? The people who look rich are usually trying to prove something, but the people who are actually building wealth, you rarely notice them. They are not the loudest. They are not constantly showing off. They are not trying to make every purchase look like a statement. There are no flashy posts, no loud lifestyle, no constant upgrades, just quiet moves that slowly change everything. And that is what makes it so powerful, because this video is not about looking rich. It is about becoming wealthy, quietly, strategically, and without anyone noticing. You have probably felt this before. You open Instagram for a few minutes, and suddenly it feels like everybody is winning. Someone just bought a new car. Someone is on vacation again. Someone moved into a nicer apartment. Someone is out at another expensive restaurant, living what looks like the perfect life. And for a second you feel behind. You start questioning your own progress. You start wondering if you are moving too slowly. You start asking yourself whether you should be doing more, spending more, showing more. But here's the truth. A lot of that is noise. Because in the US especially, people are taught to spend in a way that makes it look like they have made it. They finance the image. They borrow the lifestyle. They upgrade before they are ready. They perform success before they have actually built it. Meanwhile, a much smaller group is doing something very different. They are quietly building something real. They are not focused on being seen. They are focused on becoming secure. And in the long run, that difference changes everything. Real wealth is quiet. It does not need attention. It does not chase validation. It does not need to be announced every 5 minutes for other people to believe it is real. Real wealth is built in silence. It is built through choices that do not look exciting on the outside, through decisions no one claps for, through restraint that nobody sees, through discipline that never gets posted. And that is why so many people misunderstand it. Because if you have ever felt like you are behind, simply because your life does not look loud enough, flashy enough, or impressive enough, you might actually be on the right path. You might be building something real. So let's talk about the 6 moves that quietly build wealth, even when nobody notices. Trick 1. Live slightly below your identity. Here is the first move. Live slightly below your identity. Not just below your income, below your identity. That means you do not upgrade your life just because you technically can. In the US, the moment many people start earning more, they immediately start expanding their lifestyle. They move to a better neighborhood. They upgrade the car. They start shopping differently. They raise their monthly expenses without even thinking about it. And at first, it feels like progress. It feels like proof that the hard work is paying off. But wealthy people tend to do something different. They pause. They slow down long enough to ask a better question. Does this actually improve my life, or does it only improve my image? That question changes everything, because every upgrade comes with a hidden cost. A bigger lifestyle creates bigger expectations. Bigger expectations create more pressure, and more pressure can quietly trap you in a cycle where you have to keep earning just to maintain the version of life you created. That is how people make more money and still never build wealth. They earn more, but they also owe more. They look better, but they are not freer. And that is the trap. Sometimes the smartest financial move is not to look like you have leveled up right away. Sometimes it is to keep your lifestyle steady, let the income gap grow, and use that space to build actual wealth behind the scenes. That is how quiet wealth begins. Trick 2, automate your wealth before you see it. Here is the second move. Automate your wealth before you ever see it. Because if you see the money, there is a very high chance you will spend it. Not because you are careless, not because you are bad with money, but because money that feels available usually gets treated like it is available. That is why automation matters so much. Set up automatic transfers the moment income comes in, to savings, to investments, to retirement, to anything that builds your future before your emotions get involved. Because once the money lands in your checking account and just sits there, your brain starts creating stories around it. Maybe I deserve something. Maybe I have room to spend. Maybe one little purchase will not hurt. And that is how wealth disappears in small, forgettable ways. This is why in the US, systems like 401ks and Roth IRAs are so powerful. They were built around one important truth. People do better when wealth building happens automatically, out of sight, out of temptation. And that is the point. You do not build wealth by depending on discipline every single month. You build wealth by making good decisions happen without needing to think about them. Because systems will protect your future better than motivation ever will. Trick 3. Avoid loud purchases. Here is the third move. Avoid loud purchases. Here is a simple rule. If it needs to be seen, it is probably not building your wealth. And that rule can save you a lot of money. Luxury cars, designer everything, over-the-top upgrades, buying things mainly because other people will notice them. Yes, those things can feel good in the moment. They can make you feel successful. They can make you feel visible. They can make you feel like you are finally catching up. But most of the time, they are not building anything. They are just creating a very expensive image. And images are costly to maintain. The wealthy mindset is different. Instead of asking what will impress people, they ask what will grow quietly over time. They invest in things that grow. not things that impress. Because attention is expensive. Trying to look successful too early can drain the very resources that were supposed to make you successful for real. And this is where many people get stuck. They buy symbols of wealth instead of building the structure of wealth. But real wealth is not loud. It does not need to announce itself through purchases. It grows in private, and often it looks boring until one day it looks undeniable. Trick 4, delay visibility. Here is the fourth move. Delay visibility. Do not show results too early. Do not announce every win. Do not post every move. Do not feel the need to make your progress public before it has fully matured, because visibility creates pressure, and pressure changes how you move. The moment people know what you are doing, a different energy enters the process. Now there is something to prove. Now there is an audience. Now your decisions start getting shaped by how things look, not just by what works. And that is dangerous. Because pressure makes people perform instead of build. They rush, they overshare, they force outcomes, they make emotional decisions because now the process is no longer private. But the strongest wealth builders move differently. They move in silence. They let the work stay quiet. They let the discipline stay hidden. They let the results compound before the world ever sees anything. And that is powerful. Because when you stop needing people to witness your progress, you protect the very thing that is creating it. Not everything needs to be visible while it is growing. Some of the strongest things in life are built in private first, and wealth is one of them. Trick 5, master boring money habits. Here is the fifth move. Master boring money habits. This is the part most people do not want to hear. Getting rich is not exciting. It is not dramatic. It is not fast. It is not filled with constant breakthroughs and big visible moments. Most of the time, it is repetitive. It is tracking your expenses, even when you are tired. It is investing consistently, even when the amount feels small. It is saying no to things you could afford, simply because they do not align with where you are trying to go. It is making the same good decision again and again, even when no one is watching. And no, it is not glamorous. It will not always make you feel powerful in the moment. It will not always look impressive from the outside. It will not give you that instant rush that comes from buying something new or showing progress too early. But it works, and that is what matters. In the US, one of the biggest reasons people stay stuck financially is not because they are unintelligent. It is because they are inconsistent. They want results without rhythm. They want wealth without routine. They want transformation without repetition. But money does not usually reward intensity. It rewards consistency. The people who win are not always the smartest in the room. A lot of times they're simply the ones who stay boring long enough. They keep saving, they keep investing, they keep staying grounded. They keep making simple choices that do not look powerful today, but become powerful over time. That is how wealth is built. Not through one exciting decision, but through 1,000 quiet ones. Trick 6, detach your worth from your lifestyle. Here is the sixth move. And honestly, this is probably the hardest one. Detach your worth from your lifestyle. Because if your self-worth is tied to how you look financially, you will always feel pressure to prove something. You will overspend to protect an image. You will stretch beyond your means to feel respected. You will buy things you do not need, just to avoid feeling behind. You will confuse looking successful with actually being secure, and that is a dangerous trap. Because once your identity becomes attached to appearances, your financial decisions stop being strategic. They become emotional. Now you are not spending because something makes sense. You are spending because you want relief. You want approval. You want to feel like you matter. You want your life to look like it is working, even when your finances are under pressure behind the scenes. But everything changes when you make this shift. When your worth is no longer tied to your lifestyle, you stop needing validation. You stop performing wealth. You stop chasing the image of success just to feel enough. And for the first time, you become free to actually build it, quietly, without pressure, without proving, without pretending. Because real wealth grows faster when your ego is no longer in charge. And sometimes the most powerful financial decision you can make is this: to let your life look simple while your future gets stronger. Here is the truth no one really tells you. Building wealth quietly can feel invisible. No one claps for it. No one notices it. No one celebrates it while it is happening. There is no instant applause for skipping the upgrade. No reward for staying disciplined. No spotlight for choosing long-term peace over short-term appearance. And sometimes that can mess with you. Sometimes you will look around and feel like you are missing out. You will see other people posting the results, showing the lifestyle, displaying the upgrades, making it look like everything is happening faster for them. And in those moments, it is easy to question yourself. It is easy to wonder if you are doing something wrong, if you are being too patient, if you are moving too quietly, if maybe you should be doing more to look successful right now. But you are not missing out. You are just playing a different game. While other people are focused on showing results, you are focused on building foundations. And that matters. Because results can be rented, appearances can be staged, lifestyle can be financed. But foundations are different. Foundations take time. They take restraint. They take maturity. They take the ability to keep going even when nothing around you makes it feel glamorous. And the beautiful thing is this: foundations last longer than appearances. What is built deeply can survive pressure. What is built quietly can keep growing. What is built with patience can hold weight later. So if your progress feels invisible right now, that does not mean it is not working. It may just mean you are building something real. Getting rich quietly is not about hiding. It is about focusing. It is about protecting your energy from comparison, protecting your decisions from pressure, protecting your future from the need to impress people who are not building your life for you. Because attention can distract you, validation can rush you, and trying to be seen too early can weaken what should have been growing in private. That is why real wealth does not need attention. It needs time, time to compound, time to grow, time to become solid enough that it no longer needs to be explained. And the people who understand that, the ones who can stay focused long enough, are usually the ones who win in the end. So if it feels like no one sees your progress, good. Keep going, because one day they will see the result. But they will never fully understand how quietly you built it. Not for them, for you.